What does your organization do?
So Senior Law Center is a nonprofit that fights for senior citizens throughout Pennsylvania and primarily here in Philadelphia,
including disabled, veterans, many very vulnerable people who very, very much need help.
We're predominantly an agency that provides legal services to immigrants and refugees and their family members who are unable to afford a private attorney.
We represent undocumented and other immigrants in various parts of immigration law.
Basically, constitutional rights is what we do. Civil liberties is everything from freedom of speech to the right to vote to the right not to be discriminated against because of your race, your religion, your sex, your sexual orientation. That's the kind of stuff that we work on.
The AIDS Law Project provides free legal services to Pennsylvanians living with HIV and AIDS.
The AIDS Law Project, we try to be as full service as possible. So our client base is all people who are affected by AIDS or HIV.
Globally, we realize that's a pretty big client base. But for now, we're focused on Pennsylvanians living with HIV and their families and loved ones who are also affected.
We are a large domestic violence agency that also has a legal services program.
This includes legal services, so I work at the Legal Center, but we also have a shelter, transitional house, and hotline that we operate.
Our organization specifically provides free legal aid to low-income agricultural workers and other immigrant workers in Pennsylvania.
So we help folks with everything from housing to employment issues to energy issues, and also access to healthcare and things like that.
We don't take any federal funding, and so unlike a lot of legal services organizations, we aren't restricted in the kinds of systemic advocacy we can do.
The Education Law Center is a legal services nonprofit, but we primarily focus on systemic reform through policy advocacy for youth who are on the margins.
Our mission is to ensure access to quality public education for all children in Pennsylvania.
The things that we really focus on are material things that people need, things like public education, healthcare, housing, employment. So we were the lawyers, for example, who brought the lawsuit, or there is a lawsuit right now, against the state for failing to fund public education under the state constitution.
The Support Center for Child Advocates is the volunteer lawyer program for abused and neglected children in Philadelphia. We recruit and train and then provide ongoing support to about 350 active volunteers each year.
Primarily in terms of just staff members, a refugee resettlement agency. So that means that the United Nations identifies groups of refugees overseas that are sort of get qualified to be resettled here in the United States. And when they get here, organizations like NSC provide basic social services. And also any sort of additional legal services they might need.
We call Philadelphia VIP the hub of pro bono services in Philadelphia. It's an organization that matches volunteer attorneys at law firms throughout the Philadelphia area.
So our mission is to match those clients with attorneys who we have recruited, trained, and supported all along the way.
Our foundation raises money to grant organizations unrestricted funds.
We fund agencies with unrestricted grants to allow them to operate and provide legal aid to indigent people in the city of Philadelphia at no or low cost.